This podcast is intended for veterinary professionals. Whilst members of the public are welcome to listen, please note that the discussions are designed with a clinical audience in mind and may include technical or treatment-related content. If you are a pet owner with questions or concerns, we always recommend speaking directly with your own veterinary surgeon who knows your animal best.
Hydrogels. Polyacrylamide hydrogels.
Yeah,
there's a couple on the market now.
Once again, I don't really have experience with those,
Okay.
so I'll defer to you on that one. I think you probably know more about it than I do.
Yeah, so what the polyacrylamide hydrogels are trying to achieve is providing a scaffold for or aiding the synovial tissue to repair. It has no stimulatory effect. It's an inert substance. We talked about how PRP can create a scaffold. We know that tissue needs a scaffold. Whatever we do, if we're introducing a cell or introducing any material, if we have cell-to-cell interaction, we have cues going on, but we also need that scaffold in order for tissue to repair. And that's what the hydrogels essentially provide. So we know that the hydrogels that are on the market, there's a licensed equine one. Essentially what it does is it creates a foreign body reaction. So by introducing it into the joint, it lines the synovial membrane. Your macrophages try to get rid of it through their sort of normal phagocytosis activity, but the molecule's too big. It can't. So what it actually ends up doing is encapsulating it. By encapsulating it, the gel is then taken backwards into the actual intima layer, the subintima layer, where it acts then as a scaffold. So the joint becomes a little bit irritated for a few days post-injection through that foreign body reaction. But once it's there, it's permanent. Mm-hmm. So where you've got damaged synovial membrane, typically through MMP activity, we talked about that before, your matrix metalloproteases do hit your synovial membrane, you lose tissue. So if we look at, and if you're able to scope a joint, you would see your synovial membrane, and we now can grade the synovial damage up to grade 3. So that synovitis, the chronic stage, could be a grade 3, and we see loss of tissue. Quite a lot of loss of tissue. And if we know we've got loss of tissue, then we've lost production. Mm-hmm. So if we can aid the regeneration, not through modulation or stimulation, but by providing a scaffold, then we can help the synovial membrane recover because it is a soft tissue. So that's how the hydrogels work. I suppose the secondary action that it's got is by being permanently embedded within the subintima and the joint capsule, it aids in elastin modulus. Mm-hmm. So those patients that have got I wouldn't call it a mechanical lameness, but we know that the restriction of the joint through that scarring of the joint capsule, triggering those mechanoreceptors that you get, if we can increase the range of motion before those receptors kick in, mm-hmm. We see this when we measure patients with goniometry, pre and post the use of a hydrogel, then we know their range of motion increases, and that also can aid in the overall recovery of the patient because you've got that increased mobility. Yeah.
It does seem a little bit counterintuitive that you might be injecting a product that causes a foreign body reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's where you're looking at it in the stabilized patient, looking at modification. Yeah. You would not use a hydrogel in a destabilized patient. Mm-hmm. You would not reach for that first. Mm-hmm. This is where you really need to decide which tool to use so that we don't end up using the wrong tool at the wrong time, initiating what could be an adverse event because we've used the wrong tool at the wrong time. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for tuning in to the Nupsala Podcast. This is one of many insightful episodes that we have in store for you. You can stream the episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. Simply search the Nupsala Podcast. You can also watch on YouTube or directly at nupsala-learning.co.uk. If you'd like to stay up to date with all our latest content, please follow us on social media where we always post when a new episode launches. All the links and details are in the bio. Thank you.